Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here at the First Alert Desk. My name's Karli Barnett. We want to give you a look at some of the stories that we are following for your Saturday. You may have joined Atlanta News First anchor Tori Cooper a little bit earlier this evening. We want to give you an update on where some of those stories stand and some other things that we are focusing on for tonight. I just saw Alex join us. Hi, Alex. Thank you so much for joining us here. We appreciate you tuning in. Quick programming note for all of you. We will have a newscast tonight at 10 and 11. 10 o'clock, you can join us on Peachtree TV, 11 tonight on CBS. And of course, you can always stream us here. You can go to our website, as well as all the other platforms like Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, whatever you have. We want to make sure we have you covered here at Atlanta News First. And of course, you can also go ahead and download our First Alert app. You can join us there as well. Now, in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to have First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin join me, and you're going to want to stay tuned for his forecast because we do have some pretty significant changes on the way. And I know that you guys probably have that top of mind for your weekend. But in the meantime, I do want to take you to a story that we have been following here since early this morning. Our reporter Asia Wilson began our coverage, and our reporter Joshua Skinner has since picked it up. Now, it was earlier this afternoon that we had the name of this woman identified, and now we have her picture. But this woman's body was found at in an Atlanta park this morning and has now been identified by the Fulton County Medical Examiner. I'm going to take you here. Let me scroll down a bit to get you to the right page. Now, what you're looking at here is Joshua Skinner's Twitter page, and we now know that the woman has been identified as 30-year-old Ashley Chappell. Now, this is the first time we are seeing her image, and Joshua sat down with her family just to learn more about her, learn more about her life. Certainly, he has some really powerful, really heartfelt interviews to bring you later on. Police still trying to figure out the circumstances of what may have happened here. But it was around 5 a.m. that officers were patrolling Collier Park when they found Chappell had collapsed near the entrance. First responders tried to give her first aid, but unfortunately did not feel a pulse, and the woman was eventually declared dead at the scene. Officers say they believe the death could be related to a possible medical event, but investigators are working to either confirm or deny foul play. So certainly still very much an active investigation. We now know that she has been identified as 30-year-old Ashley Chappell, and we now have her picture, and that's what you are looking at right now. Reporter Joshua Skinner tonight sits down with her family to learn more about who she was, her life, her interests, and he brings that for you a little bit later. Certainly very, very powerful interview. This is never the type of news that we like to report, but of course we do want to honor her life and focus on that. All right, taking you back out here for our next story that we have been following. Make sure that change my supers here for you. Those are the words you see at the bottom of the screen. All right, so this is a story that we had a separate SWAT incident happen earlier this week. You may remember this is another one, and this is unrelated. So what I'm going to do now is take you to our website. This is at atlantanewsfirst.com. See if I can scroll down here a little bit so you can see a little better. All right, we'll get that lined up. This man was arrested for allegedly holding a woman and child hostage at a Northeast Atlanta apartment Friday night. That's according to police. The person you're looking at here is Andre Ross, 34 years old. He faces a false imprisonment charge. He also had multiple felony arrest warrants for armed robbery, weapons charges, obstruction, and violation of probation. Records show Ross was booked in the Fulton County Jail Saturday and had charges out of Douglas and DeKalb counties. And it was last night around 10 p.m. that officers came to an apartment off of Piedmont Avenue after reports of a domestic fight. That's where they met a woman who appeared to be uncooperative and wouldn't let officers either inside or even outside of the home, but was mouthing, "Help me." That's according to police. A SWAT team and hostage negotiators were called to the apartment and spoke with Ross, who then surrendered. The good news here is that the woman and child are safe, we are told, but certainly lots of moving parts to that story, as thankfully the officers were able to pick up on what this woman was allegedly mouthing to them, that message for help, because had they not noticed that, this could have been a very different situation. So that woman, after mouthing the words, "help me," that's when police brought in the SWAT team and eventually were able to bring this man, Andre Ross, 34 years old, into custody, again, facing a number of charges tonight after that supposed SWAT standoff that happened earlier. That happened last night in this case, and then was eventually booked earlier today. All right, now I know that I have given you guys some heavy news stories here, and I know that it's hard, especially on the weekend. You know, we don't always want to hear about these stories. I always say we want to give you news that you want to hear about, but then maybe some news that you have to hear about too, because certainly we want you to have information that's going to keep you and your family safe. But on a bit of a lighter note here, this is a pretty cool story. Play Me Again Pianos installing some new public pianos, this one at Cogburn Road in Alpharetta, and it's meant to inspire joy and strengthen communities. So this is a nonprofit, and they are aspiring to make Metro Atlanta a little bit more musical through 88 different public piano installations. And this is the newest one, again, that is at Cogburn Road Park in Alpharetta. This is totally free. It's open to the public. Everyone is encouraged to come and play the piano. This particular one is named Georgia. And I had a little bit of a ceremony today, and I thought that was a nice little way to wrap this up for a weekend. Of course, you see why it's named Georgia. Georgia on my mind right there. Just encouraging the community to be a little bit more musical. I wish I was more musical, that's for sure. I had taken piano lessons, but I certainly don't think anyone would like to hear that now. But now, speaking of these outdoor pianos, let's go ahead and take you outdoors. All right. Looking at a beautiful night here in Atlanta. Definitely a soggy weekend that we've had, but at least the temperatures were a little bit more mild. But Cutter, you were telling me, these mild temps certainly are not going to stick around. We're exchanging the wet weather for cold weather.
Yeah, basically, calmer, cloudier, warmer, and stormier for colder, still cloudy, windier, and eventually some sunnier weather back in the first alert forecast. As Karli mentioned, not too bad out there this evening, though we are tracking more rain moving back in. Do keep that in mind. We have a final round or two of showers and a couple of thunderstorms roaming through the area in the first alert forecast, so we are not quite done with the chance of additional showers in the first alert forecast. Again, going to be tracking that rain chance here for the next couple of hours, and then overnight tonight we will shut it off, and we will return back to, we'll call it regularly scheduled programming, much colder temperatures, excuse me, something more normal for this time of year. Keep in mind, we pushed 70, mid to upper 60s, right up to 70 the past few afternoons. That is 10-15 degrees warmer than we should be for this time of year. And as is typically the case when we have an exchange of air masses this time of year, that process, that change tends to come with showers and thunderstorms. And we did have quite a bit of rain today, a bit of thunderstorms as well. No severe weather reported, though we are watching that potential for one final little bit of heavy rain to move in. Flood watch is still in effect. However, notice that it's been trimmed. All Alabama counties have been dropped from the flood watch. So we're seeing improvement in the first alert forecast. We're starting to see some changes in that watch orientation. Again, do notice that we are seeing all of our Alabama counties, Cleveland and Randolph, dropped from the flood watch. And that's because the rain chance is shutting off to the west, from west to east. Now, we have seen an additional 1 to 3 inches of rain today. We may see another quarter to half inch overall on top of that. Road flooding still a possibility, though I think at this point pretty unlikely underneath the heaviest downpours. And we have seen some of our creeks and our rivers come up just a bit as this final round or two of rain and thunder moves through North Georgia. Again, we had rounds of rain and storms starting before sunrise this morning. Bulk of it was late morning to early afternoon, and now as we take a look at satellite radar, we are seeing improvement across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta, but of course it's not instantaneous. It'll take some time to fully dry out. So here's what we got going on right now across North Georgia. Notice the Metro, we're seeing some rain develop right over the city of Atlanta. And I'll go ahead and put a pause on this. This is leftover from this morning, this particular band to the west of Atlanta, or to the east of Atlanta rather. And then we're seeing a new round of scattered showers and embedded thunderstorms develop right over the 75-85 corridor. The actual front, the system that's going to bring in that cooler, drier air, it is still located to our west. And until it passes North Georgia and your community here locally, we will continue to have that chance of additional showers and a couple of thunderstorms in the first alert forecast. I do want to remind you we are streaming across a variety of platforms this evening, including YouTube. Atlanta News First is the account to like and to follow if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns. We are streaming live on YouTube right now, and again, that is the place to join if you need any clarification on the first alert forecast. And we're going to be pulling that back up here. May have momentarily lost that feed, but I'm going to check back in here in just a moment. Open YouTube back up. Why don't we go ahead and get to the hour-by-hour forecast, again, walking you deeper into the overnight hours and then into tomorrow morning. Looks like we have a few folks watching now. Thank you for tuning in and for watching. Have live chat turned back on. Alex is watching from East Point. Hello to you. Let's see, beautiful cam of Atlanta clear skies. Joe, Jude, and McCod, hello to you. Thank you for watching. Yeah, we're seeing a relative reprieve in the rain across the city of Atlanta, the metro, but we are not completely done. In fact, we're just showing you radar right now. A shower starting to bubble back up over the city of Atlanta. And here is the hour-by-hour forecast. Final round moves through quickly from west to east, scattered downpours. 10 p.m. generally along into the east of I-85. The 85 corridor, though, of course, northeast Georgia mountains could be still be getting a little bit of shower and thunderstorm activity even by 10 p.m. 11 to midnight, we're pretty much wrapping it up all together. It is moving out. Rounds of rain and storms traded for drier, colder, windier weather, in the first alert forecast. So keep that in mind. It's going to be a colder, a windier Sunday. Let's fast forward to wake-up time here Sunday, averaging 8, 9 a.m. Notice how we do have a few mountain snow flurries, higher elevation snow showers. Temperatures by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning settling back into the low to mid-40s. You factor in the wind, gusting 25, 35 miles an hour. Those 40s feeling like 30s. You will want to dress for 30s tomorrow morning and plan on it feeling first alert like it's going to be in the 30s all day long. Here we are, 3 p.m. Lots of clouds, a pretty gloomy, pretty gray Sunday with scattered sprinkles, a few snow flurries up the mountains with temperatures struggling to get back into the mid to upper 40s middle of tomorrow afternoon. You factor in that wind again, and it will feel colder across North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. Fast forwarding even further again, we're going to keep the chill going. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Many places, maybe in the city of Atlanta, about 40 Monday morning. It'll be breezy to windy even out the door Monday, clearing out, but a cold, a brisk start to our Monday. And then more substantial changes coming up in the first alert forecast. We are tracking a chilly week. Gone are the 70s. We're stuck in the upper 40s to near 50. Tomorrow afternoon, I think the majority of the day will be spent in the 40s. And then on Monday, as we update that forecast, we're dropping the first alert for Monday. Temperatures settling to a more average level. We will probably warm above 50 Monday, but still a brisk day with more sunshine and breezy winds. Still, though, it'll be brisk. So you dress for that condition Monday and keep the jackets around pretty much all week long. Tuesday, Wednesday, clouds back in the forecast, kind of an upper level low, up above our heads, little swirl. We can't see it. But what that does, it'll cool temperatures up above our heads in the upper part of the atmosphere. That'll allow more clouds to develop. Maybe a few more sprinkles, maybe light rain showers Tuesday into Wednesday. Also with that system, a fresh batch of some chillier air filtering back into North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. So we're going to cool numbers back down once again. And by Friday, Saturday, trying to warm back up, but not warm. Temperatures in the 50s still, with lots of clouds returning to the first alert forecast. And we will be tracking. It appears that we had the wrong. Let's see. Hopefully you can hear me now. If you can hear me on YouTube, it looks like you may have had a little bit of trouble hearing me on YouTube. Hopefully you can now. If you can hear me on YouTube, give me a good old thumbs up. You probably could hear me from the other mic a little bit, but hopefully now you can hear me. Karen, let me know if you can hear what I am saying now. You may have had some trouble hearing me. You may have had some mic issues there for a couple of moments. So give me a thumbs up, Karen, if you can hear me. Austin Vance saying, "Hi, Cutter. This is Austin Vance from Henry County. Do you think it's going to be cold tomorrow, like once the rain moves out?" Yeah, rain will actually move out tonight, and it will be colder tomorrow, even in Henry County. Stuck in the 40s. You factor in the wind blowing in the McDonough area, the Henry County area, it will feel even colder. All right, got a thumbs up on YouTube. I apologize for that, you all. Hopefully you could hear a little bit from our second mic kind of just out of that camera shot there. But mic levels should be much better now, and hopefully you can hear me. And we'll go ahead and go back through that first alert forecast. But laying out the next 7 days there for you, again, right now, and we'll bring this full for you, we are tracking chilly weather in the first alert forecast, and chilly weather lingers through the rest of the work week. Temperatures tomorrow stuck in the 40s all day. You factor in the winds, and it will feel like it is in the 30s. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, chilly air, it lingers. In fact, Tuesday into Wednesday, what I was saying, Karen, if you missed it, if you had trouble hearing me, an area of low pressure up above our heads. Can't really see it, per se, but colder air up above our heads. Moving south, that lower pressure, colder air above our heads will allow more clouds to develop. So I think clouds back big time in the forecast Tuesday into Wednesday. A couple of showers possible, not a big rainmaker, but Tuesday, Wednesday, a couple showers, maybe mountain snow flurries, and what that system will do is pull in even chillier air back into the forecast on our Thursday, and really lingering into Friday. Austin Vance also giving a thumbs up, saying they can hear. Again, we're chatting with folks on YouTube, but also streaming out on AtlantaNewsFirst.com, the Atlanta News First app, First Alert Weather app, Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, YouTube TV, as mentioned, Apple TV, so many places. So kind of starting at the beginning here, if you're just tuning in, or if you did happen to tune in earlier when we had the couple of mic issues, let's roll it back through that forecast, and again, clearing this map and zooming back down in for you to give you guys a better scope of what's happening right now. Not too much at the moment, but we're not rain-free. So here is a look at rain developing across the city of Atlanta right now. Certainly redeveloping fairly quickly over the past 45 minutes to an hour. So there is still some rain falling across the city of Atlanta. Here's a fresh loop of the past 45 minutes. And notice it's mainly the south and the east side, so Conyers, Austin Vance, you can probably hear the rain in Henry County, especially if you're on in the northern half of Henry County near Stockbridge, South Clayton, the Lovejoy community, kind of east and southeast of the Morrow community, on up into Conyers. This is building up into West Gwinnett, East Gwinnett as well, I should say, and on into the Walton and Newton County areas. And let's see, Philippe Hope, saying I can hear both on YouTube and the website. Glad you worked it out. Thank you. Again, do apologize for that. That's totally my bad. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit through the other mic. It is my bad, though. I do apologize. We're going to run back through this as well. So if you're watching, you're streaming from the east side right now, it is pouring again Conyers and McDonough, Peachtree City, down to southeastern portions of Coweta County. This is down into Meriwether County, and the last bit of this band down into Troup County. So we'll time this out for you again. You notice here on the map, generally, it looks like storms are kind of training. This whole line is generally moving southwest to north and east, the individual storms on that line. However, the line itself, that whole cluster, will gradually continue, and I've been watching its behavior for the past hour or so, gradually continue to shift off to the east and to the southeast. In fact, I'm going to get some fresh data on this. I don't think that is quite correct, that timeline. Here comes the fresh timeline. It is moving off to the south and to the east, even though individual storms along that line are training from southwest to north and east. So timing it out for you into the Thomaston area by 9:23, Forsyth 9:54, Hillsborough 10:08, 10:44, Lizella. And this band will continue to push off to the east back towards Clark and Oconee County. So if you're watching from UGA, Athens, this rain is headed your way. If you're watching from Putnam County, Eatonton, maybe spending the weekend on Lake St. Clair and Oconee, this is headed your way. And then we have another little break, though, some light rain still falling on the west side and even inside the perimeter. Heavy stuff, southeast side, as we just mentioned, but still some showers inside I-285. Time now 8:28, probably dinner or maybe after dinner drink plans. Hopefully you have the umbrella First Alert Weather app in hand. Here is that final round, a broken line of showers and weak thunderstorms, but still worth some attention here, stretching from eastern Chattooga County, central Floyd County, down all the way into Cleburne, and even northern Randolph counties here in Alabama. And this is pushing off to the east at a little bit of a quicker pace. So I would say at the latest, it's into Dallas by the Dallas area by 9:30 or so. Ackworth 9:43, Powder Springs 9:54, so probably moving into the West Metro by the top of the 10 o'clock hour. And rain, briefly heavy, thunder, lightning a possibility. The risk of severe weather, though, is diminishing. What we're watching heading into tomorrow is the return of much colder, windier weather back into the first alert forecast. In fact, let's roll it out hour by hour forecast. This is a forecast model. So we have many computer models, what a computer thinks radar will look like in this case through the day tomorrow. This is just one run of that one computer model, so just one tool, one of the tools of the many that we have that we look at when producing and making the first alert forecast. So just keep that in mind. The exacts may not be quite there, but I think it has the right idea. Showers and thunderstorms, the last few pushing off to the east. By the time the late news starts at 11 p.m., we'll be tracking rain moving out. Temperatures quickly behind this final line, dropping back into the 50s. And you're probably going to hear that wind kicking up. Don't be nervous about severe weather. If it's 11:30 midnight tonight and you're hearing the wind pick up, not due to storms, that's due to cold air that's filtering back into North Georgia and Metro Atlanta. So you can rest at ease. We're going to drop the severe weather risk by then. As we get into the wee hours of tomorrow morning, 50s become 40s. That wind continues to blow. And by the time most are really up and getting at it and outdoors, 8, 9, 10 a.m. Sunday morning, temperatures low to mid 40s. Winds are gusting 25 to 35 miles an hour. So those 40s feeling like 30s. First alert to that big temperature change. Just want you to be alert to the change. We've had days now of mid-upper 60s, near 70 or warmer. Like lower 70s just a couple of days ago with high humidity, so it felt more like early spring. We're going to snap back to winter feeling conditions tomorrow. In fact, even notice up in the mountains could be some snow showers, snow flurries from maybe Fannin County over to Union County, Towns County, maybe northern Lumpkin County, but thinking more north of the Georgia 400 corridor into portions of Rabun County. The most significant snow shower activity, that's to our north, up in the Piedmont, western part of the state of North Carolina. Nonetheless, still colder tomorrow, lots of clouds. A lot of clouds. You may see a peak or two of sun, but you're lucky if you do. A few sprinkles possible, wind-blown sprinkles, temperatures stuck in the 40s through tomorrow afternoon. And then finally, we do clear out. We do have some clearing conditions in the first alert forecast, but it's not going to come with any sort of big warm-up. Again, first alert 7-day forecast for you once again. Labeling Monday as another brisk day, with some gusty winds still continuing in the first alert forecast. So 30s to near 40 Monday morning, winds blowing 20 miles an hour, gusting up to about that point. So make sure your students are bundled up. You'll want your winter coat once again. We try to warm back up into Tuesday. Storm system, another one moving in. Not a big rainmaker this go around, but what it is going to do is serve to pull in a fresh batch of chillier air. So once again, Wednesday, Thursday, trending colder. In fact, the greatest chance of a freeze and widespread frost may end up being Thursday morning. Remaining seasonably cool Friday and the next Saturday. In fact, could be a more impactful storm system, could be a wetter, colder storm system for portions of the mid-south, kind of southern plains into the southeast Gulf Coast as we get into early the following work week. And a reminder, First Alert Weather app is a great tool to have. Not only can you be alerted to rain approaching your area, get updates from the First Alert Weather team, but you can also check out that 10-day First Alert forecast. Again, First Alert Weather, it's a free and easy download. Just search First Alert Weather or ANF Atlanta News First in your app or Google Play Store. And you can also streams like this, ANF Plus, in the First Alert Weather app multiple times a day, breaking news and the latest First Alert forecast. We still have quite a few folks watching, but haven't seen any new comments come in, so going to go ahead and sign off, reminding you, as Karli did a few moments ago, that the team is back at 10 p.m. on Peachtree TV, Atlanta's CW affiliate. Full check of the forecast coming up then, along with your latest news headlines of the day. And then back on WANF, Atlanta News First, for the late news tonight at 11 p.m. Hopefully you can join us. If not, you can wake up with First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazi with that latest Sunday forecast tomorrow morning, joined by Megan Packer. Want to wish you a wonderful evening. Hopefully it's going great. If you are about to head out, you have plans this evening, low clouds producing more rain in Atlanta. Still a few more showers and storms to get through this evening before colder, windier weather returns tonight into tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening and rest of your weekend.